Ather has launched their new software for the bikes, Ather Stack 5.0. They have completely revamped the dashboard from the basic dashboard that we had until today. How exciting is the dashboard now? And what are all the new features that we get from this dashboard? Stay tuned to watch that. Up until today, the dashboard of S1 Pro Ola has been mind-blowing for an EV bike. It had absolutely amazing interface, graphics, and the swipe gestures. While the 450X Ather, it had these tap gestures with very minimalistic design and very minimalistic colors. But now things have changed completely. With this new update, you will see all new dashboard for your 450X Ather. They have completely changed it. Starting with the way you interact with your dashboard. Previously, this dashboard of yours was completely built with the tap interaction, which means that you have to tap on your screen to make use of some feature. But from now on, you have to swipe on the screen. Swiping on the dashboard is extremely simplest thing to do while on the roads, isn't it? So from now on, it's all the swipe gestures, which will take some time to get used to. Yes, there is some learning curve attached to it, but once you do that, you will love the dashboard because swiping is much easier and much accurate than the tap. Because I am very sure that you would have tapped your dashboard at least 2-3 times every time you tap on it, because you are not sure if you have tapped it, right? From now on, that is solved. You have to swipe it. Swiping is more accurate and simple to use than a tap. This changes the design completely because the entire interface has to be changed to make it more swipe friendly, right? And here comes the next biggest change. This home screen of the dashboard. They call it fluidic space. This design is so close to a smartphone widgets. Now what does a widget do? It shares you information about those apps without not even opening the app. It is exactly the same concept that has been applied here. You have just blocks of spaces built onto the dashboard which shows you every information that you required for that ride. To the left, you start with the ride statistics about your trip distance, about your total distance, about the efficiency of your driving, and then it talks about the battery left on the bike and the range left on the bike, and then it shows you the navigation that you might want to use while you ride. Starting with showing your current location and then with a search bar on top that lets you to search for any location that you want to drive at, along with the favorite locations if you have saved any. If you remember, from the previous version of dashboard you had all this information, except the problem was all this information was spread across. Statistics will be shown on the home screen, which is also not complete. You have to click on this arrow mark for the information. For the navigation, you have to click on the right top for the maps to start, and then you click on the search bar and start typing on it, which is a multi-step process, right? Now all these things have been cut short and you have everything right on your screen, which will theoretically makes the experience of riding this bike more joyful and enjoyable. Along with that, what are all the changes that you have got? You have got this top bar present on this dashboard which looks exactly similar to a smartphone. You have the Bluetooth connection and you have the time and you have the network connected to your dashboard, which looks exactly similar to a smartphone. Now if you swipe from this top bar to down, you get this notification center which shows you any of the notifications that you might have received. It could be from the sensors of the bike. Along with that, if you look to the right, you have all these features where you can turn on the music controls and the call controls, which wasn't a feature in the previous version. From this version, you have this ability to control if you want to receive a phone call or not, if you want to have the music or not. Along with that, if you click on the settings, you can play around with the brightness of the screen, the dark mode, the light mode. The one drawback is that from previous version to this version is that in the previous version you had this mode called auto, which lets the dashboard shift from light mode to dark mode from 6 PM onwards. But from this version it's not available for some reason, which was a disappointment, but we have to accept that. Now from here you can go to the incognito mode if you want to And then you have the smart eco tracking feature also built onto this notification center. And on to the left you have the document center. If you have saved any driving license or photo that's important, it shows up over here. And the rest of the stuff within the settings, it remains the same from the previous version. Now, in terms of design and colors, the dashboard of Ather is known for very simplistic colors, right? Blue and black, blue and white. But from now on, from this home screen, you have the wide range of colors unlocked. This home screen shows you the speed you are riding at along with the wings of power, as they call it, which tells you about the power that your battery has at each of the driving modes. Simply put, if you are in eco mode, you have to ride slower, which means your motor has lesser power. If you are in ride mode, you have slightly higher power and hence broader wings of power. And if you are in sports mode, the wings of power extends and you can ride faster. And if you are in the warp mode, your motor has the maximum power but you can get the least range. This new dashboard is very interesting because this looks pretty similar to what Ola has in terms of the speed showing dashboard, except they have got these wings of power built onto this dashboard to show slight difference. But for some reason this dashboard feels slightly similar to Ola. I don't know why. If you guys also feel that, just do let me know in the comments below. But there's one more interesting update from this software, that is navigation. I personally felt very bad by using the navigation on Ather because it was very minimalistic. I had no information of where I'm going. All it shows is a route that I have to follow, and there was no information of traffic, and there was no fluidic control on the navigation. It felt very bad while using the navigation from the previous version of the software. But now on, from this version of the dashboard, you have the traffic information built onto the bike at your choice. Yes, if you want to know the traffic information, you can just click on this car icon to get the traffic information. If you feel that it's too cluttered, you can just turn it off. How simple and elegant is that? I have been waiting for this feature for so long right now, and I'm perfectly thrilled to use this feature. So far the navigation has been absolutely fantastic on S1 Pro Ola, which had this amazing beautiful fluidic experience of navigation which shows traffic information where you can play around with the perspective of the navigation. Ather claims that from this software update you can have a much similar experience of a smartphone, which means you can also play around with the perspective changes, with the zoom in, zoom out, with the most fluidic experiences that you can have on a smartphone. Now this is pretty interesting stuff because the dashboard on your bike is turning much closer to a smartphone, because in future probably your bike can be very well integrated with your smartphone, just like your smartwatch does. What happens if your bike is extremely well integrated with your smartphone? How exciting will that be? What do you guys think? And is the software update 5.0 Ather Stack is worth it? Have you used that before? If so, please do let us know in the comments below.